what to expect when you start breastfeeding and your milk starts to come in. I'm sitting here with Alison Edgecombe and she's here to talk to us about exactly that. What happens when we're breastfeeding, especially with new mums? You know, when can we expect that milk to come in?
Look, it's different for everybody, but generally in that first 30 to 72 hours is when we expect a milk supply to establish. So you don't have no milk in the beginning.
Right.
You have colostrum.
Right.
So colostrum is quite thick and there's not a lot of it.
Right. I heard that's really good.
It's great.
For the baby.
It is. Colostrum is full of all the nutrients and the sugar that the baby needs.
Right.
It also acts like the baby's first immunisation, and it helps to line and prepare their gut.
It's amazing how God's made our bodies. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So how can we make sure we get that colostrum to the baby?
To the baby.
Yeah.
So look, just feed.
Yeah.
So breastfeeding the baby is the best way for the baby to get the colostrum.
Right.
In some cases, that's going to be a little bit more difficult for people, and in that regard, we can express some colostrum and we can feed that to the baby in other ways as well. But the most important thing to remember is that if we're stimulating the breasts, then the colostrum and the milk supply will establish eventually.
Right.
So the more we stimulate the breast, the better for our milk supply.
So how do you stimulate the breasts?
By feeding baby.
So just putting baby on?
Just feeding.
And they do that when you give birth.
That's
They
right.
usually put baby
and
on
we
your
try
breast.
and encourage, and the research is saying now that if we can do that first breastfeed with the baby within the first hour of the baby being born, then the success rate of continuing with breastfeeding is going to be much higher.
Right.
Look, at the end of the day, though, we need to feed babies.
Yeah.
So if breastfeeding is going to be a little bit more difficult in the beginning, that's why we're here to support and encourage mums in that. And there's other ways that we can get the milk. So the colostrum will be there. Babies' tummies are really tiny in the beginning. They don't need a lot of volume.
And it might feel like you're not doing anything.
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
It feels like there's not much there, but the baby will get that milk. So important to keep feeding. Over that next 72 hours, you'll notice some changes in your breasts happening.
Right.
Your milk will start to establish an increase in
They get really hard, right?
Yeah, some people do. Yeah, and that's called engorgement.
Right. Which means pop baby on, release.
That's right. And the baby will keep feeding.
Yeah.
The baby will empty that milk, and the breasts will continue to.
And it'll feel really good, especially when you're a first-time mum breastfeeding, when the milk comes out. Thank you so much, Alison, for your tips. I hope that's helped you. Keep it locked right here at Mums at the Table.